Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is not going to be our 3 o'clock topic, but we might just roll it now for my live because I'm going live once a day. But I had a friend put out a question on Facebook, and I thought it was a much needed question. It needed to be asked, and I kind of wanted to talk to y'all about it, and I wanted to see how you guys felt about it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read these questions. I'm gonna do the follow up questions, and I'm gonna give my response because, of course, for me, it it's better for me to talk about it than sit here and try to type everything that I need to say about a particular topic. So I wanted to answer my friend's question, but let me turn this off. But let me tag him so he can know that I'm about to answer his question, and he can, of course, come and give his opinion on this topic. So the question was asked. Let me go ahead. Okay, I tagged him. There we go. So let me go ahead and ask the question. So the question that my friend asked was, he said, serious question. Why should student loans be forgiven? That was question mark. Nobody made us take out loans or go to school. I'm not understanding the rationale. And I can understand where he's coming from. Okay? I can understand where he's going with his question. But we have to also understand that a lot of millennials were first time college graduates, and they were bamboozled with student loans. They were bamboozled with that going to college was the American dream. What they were not taught was financial literacy. Okay, so there is a reason why we should be forgiving these loans, because they are hindering them to be successful. Student loans are preventing them from having real estate ownership. Okay, so we got to not only think of, when you're thinking about the total people in your community, the greater good, it's not about you. It's about the greater good. So yes, we should be given forgiven for student loans, because they went into this lifestyle not knowing what it really was about. They were told that it was the American dream, but the American dream was go to school, get a good job, buy a home, and live a good life. Good morning. But that does not happen for most of them, because they take out these student loans, they get a job, but they can't qualify for a home. Nobody told them that. Okay? So we got to look at the greater good. Student loans is preventing the black and brown people from having ownership. And like I say, it's a different way to skin a cat. That was their way of making sure you stay out of real estate. You got to go deep into it. When you go and want to get a home, you can probably be renting your home for $1,600 a month. You can afford it. You making it happen. But when you go try to get a home loan, a home mortgage, so that you can do better and you can start paying off your student loans, they tell you no, because you had too much student loan debt. But that was supposed to be the American dream. Okay, so that's the answer to question one. Why should we forgive student loans? Because they were bamboozled. And regardless, don't, like I say, remove yourself from the situation. Think about the greater good. Not every student at 17 and 18 years old that walked on a college campus or a university understood completely what they were getting into. All they knew was, I needed to go to school. I needed to pay for it. Mama or daddy couldn't give it to me. Nobody couldn't give it to me. And all they was being told was by the people was, this was your best option. Okay? So don't make it seem like, oh, they should have known. Yeah, they should, if they had financial education, financial literacy. They didn't have that. They still don't have it. They're not teaching them that. They got to get it from somebody that's know what's going on in this world. Okay? So then the follow-up question. Would you be okay with the government forgiving everyone else student loans but yours? At this point in my life, if it's going to be for the greater good and for these children to be able to take care of me in my old age, forgive the loans. Yeah. Sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes you got to sacrifice so that the younger generation can do better, so that they can be able to take care of us in our old age. If we keep rolling the way we're rolling, it's going to be hard out here for a lot of us as we get older, if we don't take care of the youth, if we don't prevent them from having the same mistakes and being taken advantage of like we were when we went into college. Okay, so think about the greater good. It ain't about you. I always tell people, when you're talking about community relations and you want to build up your community, you want to move your community to the next level, remove yourself, because it ain't about you. Now this become more than just about you. This is for the greater good, and what is the best option for the long run, so that we can be sustainable. We want to be sustainable. I wish everybody thought that way. I did too. So, follow-up question to answer my friend. Knowing what you know about student loans, do you explain these things to your younger people in your life? I do. I always encourage every young person that's in my life, go to school, but do not go into that school taking out student loans. I would rather you first get out of high school, let the government pay for you some type of trade and get a certification, go work for 2 or 3 years, build up your credit, save your money, buy your first home, then go to school. Okay? Then go to school. Then allow them to give you all the free money and all that other stuff. And hey, and if you feel like you want to take out the student loans and take the max and pay off your house, do that and flip it. But do not go into those people's school immediately accumulating debt. Because now, not only have you already started behind the 8 ball, you done went behind 58 balls. Because ain't nobody tell you that that's going to mess up your buying power. See, we don't want to talk about that. But we push loans. See, the issue that I have is the loans were pushed on us by people in the university, the adults, the people that are doing good, the people that know better, but they pushed them on us. That's their problem. So yes, y'all did it. We followed y'all because that's what we were guided to do. Forgive them. I bet you can, if you go and you sit down with some of your friends that are still renting, and you talk about people with PhDs and MDs and JDs that are in bad, so-called bad financial situations because of student loans. Yeah, watch it later. But because of student loans. That's a problem. If we can bail out banks, we can bail out the students. Nobody want to listen to my concept. Listen, in other countries, higher education is free. Now, there are some parameters that you got to meet to go into higher education free. I personally believe that we should be required to pay for K through 12. If we pay for K through 12 and make higher education free, I think we'll be in a better place. Because now we're not having a bunch of kids that don't want to be in school. The ones that don't want to be in school ain't going to pay to go to school. We're going to find something else for them to do. Put them to work early. They don't want to be there anyway. Then the ones that do pay to go to school and they do well, allow them to study for free so they can make our world a better place. So we can continue to hire the people in the United States. And we can stop bringing people from other countries to be our doctors and our lawyers and our engineers and our architects. How about train our people? How about pay for them to get the education that they need? Invest in us. But we invested in other people to come over here to get their education. Why we can't invest in us? Stop being selfish. Look, I already got my student loans. It is what it is. It is what it is. If they're going to forgive them, they will forgive them. If they don't, it is what it is. But forgive. Don't put this new generation in a bad situation. My son isn't allowed to go to college if we can't afford it. Period. We'll find something else to do. Plumbers make great money. Okay? Plumbers make more money than some PhDs. See, y'all look at these titles and it messes up your mind. Title don't mean more money. Title don't mean that you're financially secure. You got JDs, MDs, PhDs, CPAs, and they broke. Engineers, they broke. You got plumbers making more money than them. Okay? Carpenters making more money than them. A skill will take you a long way. Real estate ain't going nowhere. Learn to be a contractor. Learn to be a surveyor. There are a lot of things that you can do as an 18-year-old young adult without having to go into debt to live a comfortable life. I don't know if McDonald's still have it. Back in the day where McDonald's had I think it was called Hamburger School or something like that. And they trained them how to, run franchises and the recipe and all that stuff. And they became owners of McDonald's. Don't get caught up in the hype about you got to go to college and you're going to be making a lot of money. That's not necessarily true. Especially if you're not in STEM. Especially if you're not in STEM. And then if you're in the arts, you don't need to be going to HBCU that don't focus on arts. You need to be going to art school, and that is expensive. So when you ask me, do I believe that student loans should be forgiven? Yeah. I feel like the poor was bamboozled. I feel like if we had more information and they told us what it was going to do to our credit and our real estate buying power, a lot of us would have held off, made money, good money, bought our homes by the time we were 24, maybe even 22 years old, and then went into college. And we would be able to pay for it. But they don't tell you that. But I'm going to tell you, do not go out there allowing your child to go to school on student loans and think it's all good and all okay if you can't afford to pay them things off by the time they get out of there, because they're not going to qualify for a home. They're going to be renting for a very long time. Unless they're going to make enough money where they can go pay cash for properties. Because the bank ain't going to give them no help. So that's my spiel, guys. If y'all have any questions about student loans, the pros and the cons. I mean, the pro is you can go and get your degree quick, right? You go get your degree quick. You go get your degree, have your degree, maybe not get a job. But the con is it mess up your buying power. Most people, when they get out of college, they want to get a good job and they want to buy a home. Okay? Their heart is crushed when they go to the bank and they got over $100,000 in student loans. And the bank say, I cannot lend to you. Not because you're not good at paying your bills, but because you have too many student loans. That's a United States of America problem. That's our problem. You can't tell me that this person can be renting a home or an apartment at $1,200 a month, $13, whatever it is a month, but they can't afford an $800 mortgage or a $1,200 mortgage. Don't make sense. That's because they want to keep you bounded. It was a scam. If I would have known what I know now, I wouldn't have went to college first. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't have went to college first. I would have stayed on my City of Miami Gardens job, making good money. Probably would have owned 3 or 4 homes by now. Then I would have went and got my education. Degrees don't mess. It don't. Especially when you got to take loans out to pay for them. That ain't nothing but another setback. Go to work and pay for school. I don't care if you got to go to school and take 1 class a semester. If that's all you can afford, that's what you can afford. But do not allow them people to bamboozle you to get a student loan, a parent plus loan. Parents, don't do it. You couldn't pay me to take a parent plus loan out for my child to go to school. Not happening. Doesn't even make sense. At this point, we need to reevaluate our situation. We need to figure out a better way for you to be able to pay for these classes. Now, maybe it's going to take you more than 4 years to finish, but you're going to finish debt free. If you're going to be sending these students to college, your main goal should be when they walk out of there, they need to walk out of there debt free. Take the free money. Don't take the loans. apply for scholarships or whatever it is that you got to do. Even if they got to go to community college. Listen, parents, I know a lot of y'all parents want y'all children out of your home at 18. But if you want to change this poverty issue that we have, allow those students to stay home, go to school, and build a better financial future. It's only getting harder out here for Black and brown people. It's not getting easy. It's getting hard for us. But it's getting hard for us because we're not all on one accord. We're divided. We don't understand the greater good. We're fighting for so much. We're fighting for marijuana. No, we need to be fighting for more money. Getting rid of student loans. Not being penalized for buying a house because of student loans. That's what we need to be focusing on. The greater good for all. It's not just about me. Hey, they forgive them, they don't. But are you going to forgive some of them? Let's start there. We get through there, then now we can get them to forgive the rest of them. How do we do that? By all getting on one accord. Not by saying, oh, I paid mine, so let them pay theirs. Well, maybe you were in a better financial situation to make it happen. Maybe you had better financial literacy. Everybody don't have that. So we got to stop talking about, well, what about me when you're doing good? What about them? I don't want to wake up every day and ride down my roads and see homeless people, struggling vets. Why? Because we failing them and we looking down on them. I got mine, now you figure it out. No, it's not right. It's not fair. Because at the end of the day, we got to all live here together. And I'd rather us all live good than some of us live good and others us living bad. And then the ones that can't make it, they're going to come rob us because they trying to figure out, okay, well, you living good. I'm coming to get your stuff. Since you don't want to help. Because you feel like you got yours, so forget about them. We got to do better. We got to be honest with these students. You know, we got to be honest with our people. We got to be honest when they're doing good, and we got to be honest when they're doing wrong. Seriously. If you work in financial aid, it is your duty to help them understand what the consequences is for them taking that loan. Don't push it on them just to get them in school. Help them understand. If you do this, these are the issues that you may or may not have by doing this. And one of the big issues that you're going to have is purchasing a home. Leave them student loans where they are. I've been there. I've been there making money, got money in the bank and told you can't buy this house. Why? Because you got student loans. But I was smart. I learned about owner financing. So I started buying my properties directly from owners that trusted me and my financial capability. Because the bank was saying no. Don't do it. So yeah, I do. I feel like they should forgive the student loans. Period. And if they don't forgive them, at least take them off the credit report. Don't ask, don't tell. That's how I feel about it. A student loan should not be hindering anybody in the United States of America from purchasing a home. If you can afford to rent, they should be able to afford to buy. But they tell us no. The banks say no because you got student loans. But them same banks, the government bailed out. So bail us out. The same banks that are telling us no, the government bailed out. So bail us out. So that we can live a better life. So we can acquire property. This is why they should be forgiven. Because they're on the credit report. Don't want to forgive them? Mandate that they do not be reported on credit reports. Period. And no student should have to disclose whether they got students or loans or not when they're trying to buy a house. If y'all don't want to forgive them. But stop penalizing people that went and got their education from purchasing homes. I see it all the time. I can't buy a home because of student loans. It happened to us. Thank God I got a little bit smarter, looking at other ways to purchase without needing the bank. Everybody don't have that capability. I should be able to buy a home. You should be able to buy a home. So do not. If you have a student and that student is getting ready to go to college and you cannot fund it, encourage that student to work, encourage that student to save their money and then pay for college cash. Don't go over here put yourself in debt while the big dogs living high. You got professors and deans making $400,000, $500,000 a year, and you can't even get a scholarship. I personally think that's too much. If I was a professor, give me my little 100K, my 150, and that's it. But you don't need $400,000 a year when you got students that barely can pay for school. I personally will have a problem with that as a leader in any school. But it's a I got mine, you get yours thing out here. When we are the ones paying for them to have these $400,000, $500,000 salaries through our student loans. They're not guaranteeing these students jobs when they leave out of here. They're not. So go get you a trade, a skill, a certification first. Go to work. Find you a job that will pay for your education. But do not. I encourage any and everybody that has not went into that world of being a student yet. Do not touch them student loans. Leave them where they at. Leave them where they at. Go get a job. Take care of yourself. Pay for one class at a time, two classes at a time. I don't care. But don't do it. And Biden and Kamala Harris, I'm looking forward to you guys wiping these student loans out and making education cheaper. Higher ed should be cheaper. Higher ed should be free. If there are public institutions, higher ed should be free. Now there should be some requirements, GPA maintaining requirements, but we should be funding higher ed without a shadow of a doubt because it's important to us being stable into our future. So why wouldn't we want to pay for the best of the best to go to school, get a good education, come back and work in our world and make it a better place for us? Why wouldn't we want to do that? I ain't talking about these students that's graduate with 2.0s, barely making it, barely sliding. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about these real students. And at least, if anything, we need to start with the STEM students. Pay for their education. We need them. We need them. But we don't want to talk about that. Because you know why people say, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't where I'm at. That ain't my field. But it have a lot to do with you. We're talking about the greater good. We ain't just talking about your feelings. We're talking about the greater good. Okay? That's my spiel, y'all. Anybody got any questions about these student loans or how I feel about them? Because that's how I feel about it. I don't have time to sit here and type, a whole paragraph, but that's how I feel about it. Y'all know me. I'm going to keep it real. I'm getting ready to go take my nap. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any comments? Don't forget to like this video, share this video. Follow me and subscribe on YouTube because I'm going to soon be on YouTube only, giving my advice and having my conversations. Anybody, before I get out of here, it's 9 o'clock. I got to go take my nap. Been up all night. It's tax season. I'm glad that you can agree with me. And please believe this. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Let me hear why you don't agree with me. You know, I don't mind when someone disagrees. We are not always going to agree. We're not. But I'm really passionate about us as a whole. Us as a whole being better. It's way more. YouTube. You type in P Mathis or P Mathis and Associates. I'll put the link in here for you because that's where I'm gonna be. I learned that Facebook ain't gonna pay me to do this, and I need sponsors so I can keep doing this and reaching the right people and changing people's lives. Because of course Facebook don't want me to talk about this. Facebook even deleted my other page, so I already know they probably gonna be deleting this one next. That's why I'm going to YouTube to protect my platform. There's a YouTube link. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Because starting in February, that's where I'm going to be. I'm actually going to be fading out of Facebook. You're not going to see much of me on Facebook. I'm going to be on YouTube. Because I am really on a mission to change people's lives financially. And whatever I got to do to make it happen, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And Facebook is hindering me from doing that. They really are. And it's not because I'm doing something bad. It's because I'm doing something good. But hey, I get it. Sometimes they don't want you to give the people the information that they need. They don't want you to help them. They don't want that. They want to see you. They want to keep us. They want to see us keep each other down. They want to see us not give us the information we need to be successful. No, if I know it, I'm going to give it to you. Because I want you to be great. I don't want you living paycheck to paycheck. They want to keep you bounded. You get into these schools, y'all. We always talking about what we talk about. We always talking about go to HBCUs. Yeah, but how many of us went to HBCUs and nobody told us about this student loan issue? How many of us went to HBCUs and nobody made sure that we came out of that debt free so that we can be financially ready to tackle this world? If we're going to push HBCUs, we need to push HBCUs to focus on financial literacy and ownership and teach our students how to have ownership when they get out of here. We got to teach our students how to not be workers and be the real creators, job creators. We got to teach our students at HBCUs how to make their own seat at the table and not beg for a seat at the table. If you want me to support HBCU, I need those to be your initiatives. I need you to teach them how to get out here and get it like you did. I need you to guarantee them that they're going to come out of there with a job. Not they got this degree and they don't know how to use it. They don't know how to make it work for themselves. Because now you're teaching to a textbook. And you're teaching them how to work. They could have did that on their own for 40 grand. Okay? Now, mind you, higher education got its place, but times are changing. Times are changing. Teach our students how to build wealth. The hell with all that other stuff. How do they make $1 to be sustainable? To stand in the same lines that you in? Well, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell them what they should be doing. Show them how to do it. Then you'll be a great teacher. Stop giving these folks your money to give you the bare minimum. They need to give you the real blueprint. Ask them, how do I get your job? How do I make $400K a year, Professor? How do I make $500K a year, President? You can't tell me that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about your top graduates that were in the who's of who. What about the ones that didn't have nobody, that didn't know nobody? They didn't know how to make sure they secured the right job. What about them? Not the ones that had parents that were HBCU graduates and they know the game. What about the first generation students, the ones that don't know, the ones that still sitting out here twirling their fingers, but they got a degree from your university but can't find a job? See, I want to see those numbers. I don't want to see how many great graduates you have. I want to see how many of your graduates are not in their field and can't find a job in their field. Run me them numbers. I want to see how many of your students have not finished their degree because financial issues and it's still on your books. Run me them numbers. Don't just tell me the good. Tell me the bad, because I can name a few. How many students that you still got on your books probably got 1 or 2 classes to finish, but they can't finish because they can't afford the damn classes, but y'all ain't figured out a way to pay for them at the HBCU? Okay? So don't come to me halfway. We're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it all. Let's talk about the good, bad, and ugly. Because there's too many students out here struggling, and we doing good. We riding around in Teslas and Mercedes Benz. But the students in your class are struggling. They don't got no food to eat. They have nowhere to sleep. But you in your $500,000 house that they paying for. I don't want to hear that. Show them how to get a bag too. Bring them up under your wing. Advocate as professors for money for your students that's paying your salary. Our students should be going to school free. If they're making the grades and they maintain it, they should be in school free. Room and board free. Because it's important. Knowledge is power. See, but we playing. I have nothing against HBCUs, but I feel like they should be doing more. I don't feel like they're doing what the most that they can do. I have met some students who have to go to pantry to get food because they can't afford food. Yes, me too. You know how many students I have fed? You know how many? But we don't want to talk about that. But we steady building buildings so that they can steady take out student loans and put themselves back in debt. How about go to the government, ask for your students to be in school for free? Make it free for them. How many HBCUs have put students out because they couldn't afford room and board? But you say HBCU is the way for the black and brown. How? How? I've seen people go to PWIs and struggle, and them people find out that them students are struggling, and they make a way. Okay? Now, what I have seen at HBCUs, they make ways for the people that they know. A lot of these students don't know people. They don't have no end. So the scholarships and the grants and stuff go to the same people. The who's who. Your friend daughter, your friend son, your son. People that already got it. Yeah, if they got parents, but a lot of these parents ain't making it. A lot of these students came to school by themselves. I came to school by myself. My parent didn't help me. I had to make this shit work. Okay? Every parent can't afford that. We're talking about first generation students. And I'm not sure who that is. Say my son goes to college, he will have plenty of food. I'm not sure what your name is because it just showed me Facebook. But that's because you probably can afford it. My son won't have to worry about eating because his mama and daddy can afford it. But he's not the majority of these black and brown kids. Okay? He's not the majority. He's a kid for two parents that are first generation graduates, got out of school to do very well for themselves, know about financial literacy, so we can prepare him for that. He's not the majority. He's the minority. Most of these parents are barely making it. Most of these students are coming to college already homeless. They're coming out of a homeless situation. So when people, and that's why I say remove yourself from it. We're not talking about you. We're talking about the majority of our people. I can't talk about me. Yeah, I'm good, but it ain't about me. It's about the majority. And if we don't get on one accord, because guess what? If my son go to school and his roommate can't eat, I ain't gonna look down on him and say your mama should have been doing it. Because I was once that kid. I'm gonna feed him too. If you got it, help them. I don't want to hear what they mama or they daddy should be doing. Maybe they can't do it. But if you can do it, do it. Or don't talk about it. Don't talk about the problem if you ain't really ready to come with the solution. We got to take care of these kids. I hear time and time, oh, they mamas need to do this. First of all, y'all don't even understand that these kids coming out the hood, trying to make a better way. Trying not to end up on the streets. But we, the community, want to look down on them and say, they mama and they daddy should have did it. How they mama and daddy going to do something that they don't know nothing about? It was college that changed my mindset. It was college that put me where I was today. I had to forget everything that mama and them daddy done was trying to teach me. They wasn't there. I had to get in another environment to learn how this world really worked. Because all I knew was Miami, Florida. Okay? I wasn't well traveled. Parents didn't take me all around the world so that I can see what the world was really about and how this shit operated. It was not until I got to college and got into a different environment and was like, oh. Now, parents that can do it and don't, that's sad. But I don't see a lot of parents with students in college that's not doing it, that can do it. Now you have a minute little bit of them, and they have their issues with their child not doing what they want to do. Because I'll be honest with you, if my child went to somebody's school and did not do what was expected of him to do, I'm not wasting my money on him either. But if he's doing what he's supposed to do, he can have the world. But I ain't wasting my money on somebody that don't want to do right. Why? To get over there and just play around? No, I'll send somebody else child to school before I send you. You can go find a job and stop playing with me. So to their defense, parents that can do it but ain't doing it, they may have their reasons. That student may not be performing the way they should. So why invest in something that's not going to bring you a return? When they lollygagging, pull them out. But if they decide to say they're going to figure it out by themselves, because I'm pulling mine out. I'm going to let you know. You got one job, and that's to get your education. That's not hard. And if you can't bring home A's and B's at least on this university, you don't need to be there. Because you got one job. Go to class, study, pass. Go to class, study, pass. One job. That's very, very easy. I wish I had the opportunity. I had to work. Go to class, study, pass. Work. Go to class, study, pass. Sleep on people's couches. Okay? I know what it's like. I know what it's like not to have parents there to help you financially. I know what it's like. Been there, done that. What a damn t-shirt. But what's the solution? I found solutions. And I thank God for the people in my community that helped me in my time of need. That helped me finish this process. They know who they are. Y'all know who y'all are. Help me through this process when the parents was not there. We throw around it takes a village to raise a child, but we don't. I don't think most of y'all truly believe that or understand what that means because we too busy looking down. We're too busy penalizing the parents. Y'all gotta realize we got babies raising babies. We got more baby showers than we got anything. But we encourage and we praise baby showers. I don't encourage that. I tell you quick, I don't go to 16-year-old baby showers because I'm not happy with it. And ain't nothing cute about it. But we praise it. It depends on where you at. Where are you at? Who said do they have a drop-off location for student pantries? You gotta have to check in your location. But even if they don't, you can start it yourself. Don't wait on nobody else to do it. I don't. When I want to feed kids, I go get my stuff and I take it. Who need it? I go right on the campus, Tallahassee. I don't know, but I can find out for you. I'll ask Luther because I've been gone for a few years. But start it yourself. Do it yourself. Find you one student and sponsor a student that need help. Don't wait on other people because they be playing too. These pantries be playing too. Go and grab a student and hold on to them and invest in them yourself. The world ain't got to know. I do it all the time. But we got to stop encouraging bad behavior with our young children. I see it all the time. We have to stop trying to be their friends so they can understand these issues with student loans and all this other stuff and how this world works out here. And they can understand that Cardi B is not the only way. I'm telling y'all, we got babies raising babies. And we keep saying, what about the parents? But we got babies raising babies. They don't really know how to be no dang on parent. They're like sisters and brothers. Sisters and sisters. Y'all see it? But we want to pick and choose when being a baby mama is a problem. But we praise it. We glorify it. We justify it. When if I had a daughter, she would know and understand. Don't you lay up and let no man put no baby in you and you ain't ready for it. Because guess what? It goes in you. Mama's baby, daddy maybe. That's your choice. The minute we decide to lay down and get pregnant, that's on us. And I ain't talking about them, that 1% where it was a mistake. Come on, y'all. Y'all know better than that. Don't even play it. Birth control work. And all that, I don't want to put my baby on birth control at 16. Why not? If they doing it, they doing it. Let's protect them. Let's protect their future. I met a 22-year-old young lady. She had 6 kids. And I wanted to figure out when somebody was going to grab that baby after the first one, after the second one, and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? Are you understanding what you're doing to your life? But we having baby shower after baby shower. I don't buy baby shower gifts for folks that are not in unions. That's just on me, on my values. And anybody that know me, know I don't do that. I ain't gonna ever ask you to go into a situation that I won't put myself into. We talk about stability. We talk about 2-parent homes. How do we make that happen for us? It can happen. It's happening. But we don't want to sit down and listen because we think we know it all. And we put on for these these Facebooks and the Instagram and the Twitter. And we're lying to ourselves and we're lying to the students. Let's help them be better than we are. Let's help them build a better financial future. Let's not push them into student loans so that we won't have this conversation about should student loans be forgiven. I'm tired of having this conversation. Teach them how to pay for it. Let's teach them how to build wealth. These kids they skilled. They skilled. They just need the right people. I've been in schools. See, I ain't just talking because I feel like talking. I've been in schools with African American principals. That's a predominantly black school that talk down on the student body and the parents. I got a problem with that because you're supposed to be the change and the leader. But this is who we got in our schools. So we keep on talking about let us educate our own students. But the ones that's over our students and supposedly supposed to be educating us, y'all ruining them. And I'm not saying that all of them are. I'm talking about the ones that are. You ruin them. You don't need to be there. Fight for a change. Stop saying it's the parents. Yeah, we know. We know it starts at home. But guess what? If you're going to deal with the whole child, the whole student, you got to deal with that parent too. Because believe it or not, that parent may not know how to read. That parent may not even understand half of the stuff that you're telling them that is wrong with their child. Be the leader. Don't just wear the title. Be the change. Truly care about the students in their future. Because at the end of the day, they're only going to pay off for us because they got to take care of us. And I can tell you right now, I'm scared for the youth. I am. Just yesterday, I was driving around in my car. I was doing some real estate work. I seen two Caucasian teenage girls on the corner. And it will be God himself to come down here and tell me that I'm wrong. But they were looking to sell something. Their body. They were standing on that corner, waiting to be picked up. It brought tears to my eyes because I said they should be in school. But it's the environment. I stopped my car. I told them, I said, y'all need to get off this corner. They looked at me like I was crazy. But I had to say something. At least they can remember. I remember when that lady told me I need to get off this corner. But no, a lot of us, you know what we do? We ride by. What they doing? They all grown anuses. Maybe they need to hear your voice. I said, baby, get off this corner. What you doing? You should be in school. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Why you over here? With no clothes on. So that whole thing, let me tell y'all something. If you're going to be a responsible adult and we want to rear these children into the right direction, when I said what I said about Cardi B and Michelle Obama about class and how women can wear what they want, they can. But women, be very cautious about the way you dress in front of your daughters. Because they begin to think that that is the way that they should be dressing and what they should be doing. And that's what the world wants to see. So yeah, we can do whatever we want to do. We can wear whatever we want to wear. But we got to always remember there are consequences that comes with those things that we decide to do. Okay? You can't want a Barack Obama dressing like a Cardi B. You're going to get an offset. So if you're a woman that want a Barack Obama, you need to be looking at what Michelle Obama doing. She's the GOAT. So all that, women can wear what they want. Yeah, you can. But if you're looking for a certain caliber of a man, you may not want to do that because that's not what he wants. Because I want y'all to get away from this whole independent, being an independent woman mean you don't mean a man, need a man. I don't know when and where being an independent woman and being strong and being empowered and being able to be great and make money came into you not needing a man in your life. A supporter, a protector. I don't know where we picked that up from. I can't get jiggy with it. I'm very independent. But I want and need my man. There are things that I don't want to have to do. I don't want to have to be the man and the woman. Why would I pick that life? Why would I preach that? There are things that we are able to do, and there are things that they're able to do, and there are things that we can do that they can't do, and there are things that they can do that we can't do, and that's okay. They don't make us neither less of us man or woman, or better than the other. Just we understand our roles and what we can and cannot do, and what we should and should be doing. Value systems. A lot of things I don't even let my son see or go to people's houses. The schools I put him in are very strategic for reasons. Because the mindset of a lot of people is jacked up. The mindset of some of these teachers in schools are jacked up. I grew up in a time where teachers dressed like Michelle Obama. You know, they looked good. You know, they made your eyes turn. Now, we grew up in a world where teachers dress like Cardi B. That's different. Oh, you know, I mean, that's what you do what you do, but you got young girls looking at you, trying to imitate the same thing that you're doing. We got to do better, y'all. We got to be the change that we want to see. You know, and all that, I tell people all the time, I do like, I'm from Miami, so you know I like that upbeat music, but I don't listen to that in front of my son. He don't know that music. Just because I like it don't mean that I got to expose him to it. There's a time and place for everything. See, you can't be that parent. Do as I say, not as I do. They're watching you. Everything that you do and the people that are around you, those babies are watching and they're picking it up. And that's how they're learning how to be as a person, as an individual. They're getting it from you. So when I want to listen to my guilty pleasures of grown folks music that I can understand and get what it means and not actually suck it in and think that's my life, I wait till he's not around. I put the headphones in my ear. But I'm not going to expose him to it. That's not fair. Keep your grown folk stuff with you. But when you with your kids, allow them to be kids. Stop exposing these kids to so much. The stuff I see y'all do on live. I seen a school bus driver. It bothered me. On a live video, saying that the little boy looked like Chucky. And I said to myself, she would have been lucky that I wasn't the kid's parent because she would have been fired. One, I didn't ask you to put my child on the internet. Two, now you bullying. And y'all grown folks. It's sad, but you're the school bus driver. That's why you can't take my child to school. School bus drivers can't take my child to school. Y'all still act like kids. Y'all not role models. They used to be role models. Y'all not role models. We got to be careful. And you parents that smoke, I'm not telling y'all what to do. Stop smoking in front of these kids. Stop doing it. You can't wait until your kid go to sleep or your kid go to school or whatever it is. You can't wait, but you can't wait. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. And I know we done got off topic. Like y'all done took me all off topic, but it's okay. But we got to be better parents, better role models, better examples. Teaching our children how to respect themselves, teaching them the importance of financial literacy and not about Jordans and PS5s. I hear more on this doggone platform about PS5s and Cardi B and freaking NBA, whatever it is. I hear more about that stuff than I hear any of y'all talking about building y'all children up and making sure they have a better financial future. And that's scary. That's scary. If you can afford a PS5, you can afford to invest in your child's education. You can afford to be putting money away every month. So when that child gets ready to go to college, you can fund that first year. You shouldn't be buying PS5s and all this stuff if you're not saving for them to have a better financial future. That's not being a great parent. You're not preparing for right now, you're preparing for the future. What are you doing now? But you call yourself Christian. And in that same Christian Bible that you got, it said that your duty is to leave riches for your children. But all I see is people leaving debt. That's all I see. I don't see the inheritance. I see us using putting up GoFundMe's to bury people. Got a problem with that. To be honest, I think it's quite embarrassing and disrespectful to the dead. But that goes to show that the dead didn't know. Because I ain't got to worry about nobody having no GoFundMe because I got my own policies. If I ain't going to cover nothing, I'm going to cover me. I don't need a GoFundMe. But I got a problem with that. We got GoFundMe's. You guys can't afford to bury yourselves. But you got on Gucci and Prada and whatever these other name brands that y'all like to wear, making other folks rich. Lace fronts, pointy nails. But your finances are jacked up. Your kids' future are not provided for. But you look good. Talking a good game. We got to do better. If y'all going to send these kids to college, I don't want to hear my baby going to college, but we got to take out $50,000 in loan. I want to hear my baby going to college debt free. That's what I want to hear. My baby going to college full ride. Teach them about the importance of finances, about finances. Teach them about the importance about what student loans can do to their future. And if you don't know, ask somebody. Because I know a lot of parents, you guys don't know. Y'all didn't go to college. Your child the first one to go to college. You're trying to figure it out. But ask somebody that knows. Don't be afraid. My door is always open. Always open. I will help you. I will guide you. But do not allow these babies to get out there and make the wrong financial decisions that's going to hinder them and push us further back than we already are. We can't wait on the government to save us. We can't. They ain't the ones that's going to do it. We got to do it. We got to get on one accord. We got to stop looking down on each other. That's my spiel. I'll see y'all tomorrow. That took me all the way off topic. But this is what Luther's talked about today. So this is going to be the live for the day. But I will be doing the lives at 3 o'clock. But I had to come this morning because it was already being talked about. So let me go ahead and get on here and answer this question. I love y'all. I want the best for y'all. I promise y'all, I'm not here to judge y'all. I'm not here to bring nobody down. I just want us all to win. And just because you think that is right or it's the right way to do, doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right way. There's rules out here to make it and be successful. Follow the rules and you'll win the game. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.